What's up, everybody? This is Ben with a crypto update here this morning, Memorial Day. I just wanted to do one real quick this morning. We're going to go out and spend the day with the fam and have fun. But I wanted to talk about a couple things here. This is the daily chart on Bitcoin, and as expected, we got a bounce off this range. You probably have seen this range on a lot of people's accounts, but it's on here as well. And we've been in this for, I don't know, a couple of weeks now. And we tend to hit the bottom and bounce back to the top and hit the bottom. And now it looks like we're on our way back up to the top. And it's nice to see some green, that's for sure. But I would be cautious still here to watch this level to see what happens. The RSI is looking decent here. We're putting in some higher lows here and on this structure moving up. And that's always a good thing. We do have this long downtrend here. I could even draw it probably back to here from this move up to 42K. Coincidentally enough, 42K is my big number for Bitcoin. But it's been a downtrend since then. We've had a couple times where we've tried to poke through, but we got rejected hard. We haven't been able to break this for months. And so I'm watching that on the RSI on the daily. But like I said, higher lows as we continue to move up, which is great. We should also really pay attention to all these MAs here. Most importantly, the 200 MA here, which if you ever look at it, it barely moves. It's almost a straight line. It takes so much to get this thing to move. You can see it has starting to trying to flat off here, which is something we don't want. We'd love to see this thing kind of start to turn back up over the next few days. But we have a lot of bearish crosses with it. The 9, obviously, and the 20 is crossing bearish with it now. The 50 up here is something we really want to watch. We don't want that to cross bearish with the 200. So we need some volume to come in here. We need some volume to get us out of this range, not just check this level here, but to actually push through. That's going to help these MAs start to flip and flatten out and try to work their way back up and create this bottom. I will say that, I mean, this is still looking pretty healthy here to me. We'll see what happens, but this double bottom on the daily is looking healthy as long as all this can hold. It would not surprise me to get rejected and see like maybe one more of these wicks to pick up some of the orders and stuff down here. I don't know if it happens or not, but it wouldn't surprise me if it did. As long as it's just a quick wick and we're back into this zone, I'd be fine with that. So yeah, that's Bitcoin. I mean, you can jump to the hourly and look. It's the same kind of. It's isn't it crazy? We're still in this zone, bouncing around, but look, the 200 MA is acting as complete resistance here, which is pretty crazy. So a couple of things you could watch for here is this 200 MA as it's here, and we have all these other MAs, the 9, the 20, the 50 all coming up, and they're going to create this squeeze here where something's got to break. Either these lower MAs break and we come down, or we finally break through this 200 and we actually do come up and retest this top level of our range around 39,000 at this point. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that on the lower time frame. Get all this out of the way. But I'm really watching higher time frames with the daily. They're more significant at this point. So that's Bitcoin. Everything's going to kind of follow Bitcoin, but I know a lot of you guys are into HBAR. So if we look at HBAR real quick, pointed out last night, this very long trend line here on the daily started way back in the very beginning of January. You could probably even draw it back into like December if you wanted to. But multiple touches as support through this entire run up from 3 cents. We had this big push up, and then we come down and we have support touches through here, and then held that support here for multiple days. Tried to bust up through, but couldn't quite make it. So we end up coming and falling through, and now for the past 3 days, we see that it's acting as resistance. And I would love to see HBAR, break back through here at least and get into this range so that we can have a chance to either, break out up or come down and retest the levels below to gather up some more orders. MAs are still the same here. The 200 is down here, and it's just kind of hanging out and kind of working its way up, almost parallel with this line. Look at it, it's almost parallel with this line exactly. So I don't really see that coming into play unless we come down and really tap it. But we don't want these, these MAs to come down and cross bearish with the 200. That's what we're trying to avoid here, because that can cause issues. So again, it's in the same kind of position as Bitcoin. There's some heavy resistance above that we're trying to break through. And for me, 28 cents is the real number for HBAR. I don't know if you guys remember Ben's buy zone so long ago, but that 28 was the top of that zone, and it went down to like 25. It was this whole zone, and we're still just in that. We're right below it now, but we've been in that for good grief, over 2 months we've been in this zone. So watching these MAs, this RSI has a bit of an elbow, which is good. So we're watching that. Just a quick thing on Doge here. If you're into Doge, this is the daily, and I don't mind this. It made obviously a massive move. It had to come back down. This is a longer term support line here, and it's held here, and it seems like we're trying to curve this kind of this bottom here. The double bottom is in play here too as well for Doge. This resistance line drawn through here, this is no coincidence that we hit all these touches perfectly, and then this one is perfectly here, which kind of tells me that we've kind of made this little turn here, and we've either bottomed out or started to curve back up. Bollinger Bands are still very wide. The 9 crossed the 50 bearishly. The 20 looks like it's about to. But again, what you want to see is, the 9 start to do this. The 20 will probably cross bearish, but try to do that. The 50 will kind of like maybe flatten out, and that's kind of, what you want to see if you're into Doge. And it's going to take some time unless we get some kind of wicked, crazy candle that just goes crazy with everything. Just like every other coin, everyone's got this double bottom that's in play, and whether or not it plays out or not, we won't know. We'll have to wait and see. I can tell you that it's going to take a lot of volume to do that, because everything above these coins, Doge, Bitcoin, HBAR, you can click on anything. I don't even want. I like VTHO. So VTHO, same way. Everything above them is a lot of resistance. It's all these MAs. It's all these lower highs from previous times, and the 200 is coming up underneath most of them and pushing them and squeezing them. And at some point, it's going to give one way or the other. So that's what I'm looking at. The biggest difference with Bitcoin is that. The biggest thing with Bitcoin is that it's actually under the 200 MA, which hasn't happened in, all the way back. It's been over a year since the price action has gone below the 200. So I really don't expect it to be down there for that long, unless we're going to just completely break down, which I'm a bull and I don't believe that's going to happen. So I would expect some move up, and maybe we play out into this pattern, or maybe some crazy Memorial Day and we push through and put in a big candle. But those are the things I'm watching. Watch these MAs, watch this 200 on Bitcoin, watch the RSI, and see if we can break through this level here, see if we can come up and put in another lower high. And yeah, that's about it. You guys have a good Memorial Day, and we'll talk to you next time. Peace out.